Now, the Parkhurst Residents Association recently issued a request for proposals from telecoms companies to connect all houses and businesses in the area to fibre-based broadband. If successful, it's likely that residents' associations across the country will follow suit. And here to tell us more is Ryan Hawthorne. He's an economist at Acacia Economists. Now, Ryan, you've been affectionately dubbed as the fibre pioneer of Parkhurst. What made you take on the gauntlet of getting this fibre to the home project running in Parkhurst?
Well, I work from home a lot, and I've worked on fibre broadband projects before at Neotel, where I used to work, and there's no reason why it shouldn't work in Parkhurst. I was speaking to an old colleague of mine, my old boss Stephen Maroney, for a while about doing it, and then eventually somebody on the I Love Parkhurst page said, you know, we need to roll out CCTV in the area based on fibre, and we need fibre to do this. And so I suggested that we roll out fibre to the home at the same time, and that's where
it started.
Yeah.
Now, you approached the Residents and Business Association in the area, Proboa. How much convincing did they need to give the stamp of approval?
They've been amazing. I mean, I sent an email to the general email box. They got back to me almost straight away, and they said, okay, great. It took about a month after that to have the meeting where we could talk about it, but they accepted it almost instantaneously. They were very keen to get going. They'd been working on the security aspects of it for quite a while. So that was very quick.
So there obviously is a strong need in the area.
Very strong need. We've got a huge problem with telecom in the area. We are about 2 to 3 kilometers away from the telecom exchange, as far as 4 kilometers away in some parts of Parkhurst, which means that the quality of our broadband is extremely poor. We get a megabit per second, that's about it. And so we're pretty desperate.
All right, so now what goes into this process? Of course, you've put out a tender process for all these telecoms companies to vie. I mean, how closely are you working with the City of Johannesburg, the municipal grounds? What goes into rolling something like this?
So we started out by sending a letter to the City of Joburg about 6 weeks ago, and we didn't hear much of a response. About a month later, we got an email back, and we finally met with them, and they've been very supportive. They've in fact given approval for the rollout of fibre, optical fibre and CCTV cameras on street poles in the next door suburb in Craighall Park, and they've said that as long as we use the same vendors, that we could easily do it in Parkhurst as well. So they've been very supportive, very progressive on the whole issue, actually.
Now, cost is always an issue for anything. What will this project cost, and how are the residents involved in the costing?
That's what it's all about. It's all about uptake, which is why we've got this fantastic kind of community relationship program going. What we need is about 30% of the residents to take up the project before we'll be able to have the construction project started.
What's the response been to date?
So we've got about 15% of residents that have responded. We've got about 300 people that have responded to the survey out of about 2,100 households. So we need double that to get going. Now we're getting a whole lot of proposals in today. We're hoping that some of those proposals will require a much lower response rate. But we'll see.
Now, of course, there's fibre to the home for personal use. It will greatly enhance safety and security through CCTV. But Parkhurst is also a business hub. There are so many little restaurants and coffee shops. What will this do for business?
Well, it's not just restaurants and coffee shops. And of course, having a gigabit per second into a restaurant will make Parkhurst the most attractive place to come and work during the day at a coffee shop. But it's also, there's a lot of people like me who work from home a lot. So about 30 to 40% of our survey respondents say that they either run a business from home, or they work from home at least a few times a week, or they're running a shop or a restaurant. So there's a lot of business activity, and having a gigabit per second will boost those businesses dramatically, not just because of the fantastic download speeds, but because of the upload speeds. If you're running a business, you need to send out a lot of content a lot of the time, and so we think there'll be a big benefit there.
Well, Ryan, we look forward to seeing the progress, and yeah, hopefully when we visit you guys next time, you'll be all connected and the CCTV cameras will be on you.
Thanks.
Thanks very much.